Have you ever wondered how laughter, a symbol of joy, can turn into a weapon of mass hysteria? Welcome to the enigma of mass hysteria, a psychological phenomenon that blurs the line between reality and illusion. Imagine a wave of panic, a collective delusion spreading through a crowd like wildfire. This is not a scene from a dystopian film but a real-life occurrence that has baffled scientists for centuries. Mass hysteria, also known as collective obsessional behavior, is an intriguing social phenomenon. It's a psychological state that transmits collective illusions of threats, whether real or imaginary, through a population in response to rumors and fear. It's like a virus of the mind, spreading from person to person until it engulfs an entire community or even a nation. To understand this phenomenon, we must first explore the power of our minds. Our brain is a powerful tool, capable of creating realities that don't exist, making us believe in threats that are not present. When fear grips us, our imagination can run wild, and in a collective setting, this can lead to a mass delusion. Now, what happens when this mass delusion takes the form of laughter? Laughter, which is universally recognized as an expression of happiness and joy, can indeed become a tool of mass hysteria. This is not a theoretical concept but a historical fact. In the mid-20th century, a laughter epidemic swept through the village of Kashasha in Tanzania, then known as Tanganyika. This was not a joyous laughter, but a relentless, uncontrollable, and debilitating laughter that lasted for months. This phenomenon was not limited to a small group. It spread like a contagion, affecting hundreds of people across multiple villages, bringing daily life to a standstill. The laughter was so intense and persistent that it led to fainting, pain, and even the inability to eat or communicate. Today, we delve into one such peculiar event, the Tanganyika laughter epidemic, a laughter that lasted for months. The mystery behind this event continues to intrigue psychologists and scientists alike, so brace yourself as we journey into the heart of this enigma. Picture this, the year is 1962 in a small village of Kashasha in Tanganyika, modern-day Tanzania. In this seemingly tranquil and ordinary setting, an extraordinary event was about to unfold. It all began at a girls' boarding school, in what seemed like an ordinary day. 3 students were the first to experience something unusual, something inexplicable. Suddenly they began to laugh uncontrollably, their laughter echoing through the school's hallways. It wasn't the cheerful, infectious laughter that would make you smile, rather, it was unsettling, a laughter that seemed to persist with an eerie intensity. As the day wore on, the laughter didn't cease. Instead, it spread like a contagious disease, from one student to another. It was as if an invisible force was making its way through the school, infecting everyone it touched with this uncontainable laughter. Before anyone could understand what was happening, the laughter had gripped nearly 95 students. The school had turned into a place of pandemonium, the air filled with ceaseless laughter, the faces of the girls contorted with a mix of amusement and fear. The laughter was relentless. It was not a momentary outburst, it lasted for hours, and for some, even days. The local authorities were baffled, the teachers worried, and the parents terrified. The sight of their children, their bodies shaking with laughter, their eyes wide with fear, was something they could not comprehend. The laughter was not due to a shared joke or a comical incident. It was spontaneous, inexplicable, and most importantly, it was uncontrollable. The laughter epidemic had taken hold of the girls' boarding school in Kashasha, turning a place of learning into a place of mystery and fear. The laughter was not just a mere sound, it was a symptom of something much larger, something that could not be easily explained or understood. And this was just the beginning of the bizarre laughter epidemic. The laughter, like a contagious disease, began to spread. What started as an isolated incident in a small school in Tanzania soon proceeded to envelop neighboring communities in its grasp. A ripple of laughter that seemed to know no barriers, no bounds. It was as if the laughter had taken on a life of its own, spreading its infectious tendrils far and wide, seeping into the lives of all who came into its path. The laughter epidemic, initially confined to the school, found its way into the nearby villages. It was like wildfire, dancing from one person to another, from one home to another, from one village to another. The scale of the epidemic was unprecedented. It was not merely a case of a few hundred people affected. No, it was far greater, far more widespread. Thousands of people, young and old, found themselves caught up in this wave of uncontrollable laughter. The laughter was not confined to the day, it spread into the night, a haunting echo that filled the silence. It was no longer a matter of a few schoolgirls. Entire families, entire communities were swept up in its grasp. The laughter echoed through the villages, a constant reminder of the bizarre prodicity they found themselves in. The epidemic's impact was not just psychological. There were tangible effects. Several schools had to close their doors, the laughter disrupting the educational process. The rhythm of daily life was disrupted. The laughter, initially a source of amusement, was quickly becoming a cause for concern. As the laughter continued to spread, the world watched in bemusement and alarm. What was happening? Why was it happening? The questions were many, the answers few. The laughter epidemic, a phenomenon that started in a small corner of the world, had managed to capture the world's attention. So, as the laughter reverberated through the villages of Tanzania, the world began to take notice. The laughter epidemic, initially a source of amusement, was quickly becoming a cause for concern. The laughter epidemic posed a baffling question. Why were these people laughing uncontrollably? As we delve into the puzzle of the Tanganyika laughter epidemic, we encounter a multitude of theories and explanations, each more fascinating than the last. Let's start with the psychological aspect. Some theories suggest that the laughter was a response to stress and anxiety. Imagine the human mind as a pressure cooker, with stress and anxiety being the heat that makes the water boil. When the pressure gets too high, the cooker whistles, releasing steam. Similarly, the uncontrollable laughter could have been the mind's way of releasing pent-up stress and anxiety. This theory gains credibility when we consider the timing of the epidemic. It happened in 1962, right after Tanganyika gained independence. This was a time of great change and uncertainty, and the people were under immense stress. Hence, the laughter could have been a collective coping mechanism, a bizarre but effective way for the people to deal with the strain of transitioning to a new political identity. Now let's turn our attention to the socio-cultural factors. The recent independence of Tanganyika was not just a political event, it was a seismic shift that disrupted the social and cultural fabric of the society. The old norms and traditions were being questioned, and new ones were yet to be established. Amidst this chaos, laughter might have served as a form of social bonding, a shared experience that brought people closer together in a time of upheaval. Furthermore, laughter is contagious. It's a well-documented phenomenon known as emotional contagion. When we see someone laughing, our brain's mirror neurons fire up, making us feel the urge to join in. This could explain how the laughter spread so rapidly and affected so many people. But these are just theories. The truth is, we may never know the exact cause of the laughter epidemic. It's a complex puzzle, one that involves not just psychology but sociology and history as well. It reminds us of the intricate web of factors that shape human behavior, and how a single event can ripple through that web, creating waves of change that are felt far and wide. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic also underscores the power of laughter. It's not just a simple expression of joy or amusement, it's a social glue that binds us together, a stress reliever that keeps us sane, and a contagion that can spread like wildfire, sweeping entire communities in its wake. The laughter epidemic was a complex puzzle, with pieces from psychology, sociology, and history. It's a testament to the enigma of human behavior, a mystery that continues to intrigue and baffle us to this day. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the human mind, who knows what other fascinating phenomena we might stumble upon? After months of uncontrollable laughter, the epidemic finally began to subside. This was not due to the discovery of a magical antidote or a sudden realization of a psychological trigger. No, the laughter epidemic ended as mysteriously as it began, with no clear reason in sight. It was as if the laughter was a guest who had overstayed its welcome and finally decided to leave. The local authorities, initially baffled, had realized the gravity of the situation and had taken measures to control the spread. Schools were shut down, and quarantines were put in place. Medical professionals from surrounding areas were called in to assist, but they too were left scratching their heads, unable to decipher this confounding outbreak of laughter. But as days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the laughter began to lessen. The sounds of uncontrolled giggles and guffaws that once echoed through the streets of Tanganyika started to fade into the background. The epidemic, it seemed, was running its course, much to the relief of the exhausted populace. Life began to return to normal. Schools reopened, and children who were once victims of this strange phenomenon returned to their classrooms. The markets bustled with activity once again, and the air was filled with the usual sounds of chatter and commerce, rather than the eerie laughter that had once dominated. The laughter epidemic, an event that had disrupted lives and baffled experts, had finally come to an end. The people of Tanganyika, who had lived through this bizarre chapter of their lives, breathed a collective sigh of relief as they looked towards the future with renewed hope. They had survived the laughter epidemic and they were stronger for it. Yet the end of the epidemic did not mean the end of the mystery. The laughter may have ceased, but the questions remained. What caused it? Why did it happen? And most importantly, could it happen again? The laughter epidemic, an event that had disrupted lives and baffled experts, had finally come to an end. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic, a unique chapter in the annals of history, continues to intrigue us. This extraordinary event has left a profound legacy that extends beyond the borders of Tanganyika, now Tanzania, and transcends time. The laughter epidemic has become an essential case study in various fields of study, including psychology, sociology, and anthropology. In the realm of psychology, it serves as a stark reminder of the power and mystery of the human mind. Psychologists have used this event to delve into the complexities of mass psychogenic illness, a phenomenon where physical symptoms with no known medical cause spread among a group of people, often linked to stress or anxiety. Sociologists, on the other hand, have found in the laughter epidemic a fascinating exploration of societal dynamics. The event occurred in an all-girls school in a small village, and quickly spread to the wider community. It's seen as a testament to how rapidly and powerfully group behaviors can influence individuals, even leading to physical manifestations like uncontrollable laughter. Anthropologists have also been drawn to the laughter epidemic, considering it through the lens of cultural contexts. The fact that this event happened in Tanganyika, a country in the throes of a transition from a colonial past to newfound independence, adds another layer of intrigue. The laughter epidemic is viewed by some as a form of cultural expression, a release of pent-up emotions during a time of significant societal change. The legacy of the laughter epidemic is not confined to academic circles. It has permeated popular culture, with references in books, films, and even music. It serves as a reminder of the power of laughter, its contagious nature, and the inexplicable ways it can grip us. The laughter epidemic, a reminder of the power of laughter and the mysteries of the human mind, continues to echo in our collective consciousness. It stands as a testament to our shared human experience, the complexities of our societies, and the enduring enigma of our minds. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic, a story of laughter, fear, and mystery, is more than just an unusual event. It's a fascinating saga that unfolded in a small Tanzanian village back in the 60s, leaving us with more questions than answers. Let's look back at what we've learned. The epidemic began at a boarding school with 3 girls unable to suppress their laughter. From there, it spread like wildfire, infecting hundreds of individuals across western Tanganyika, now known as Tanzania. The laughter was uncontrollable, lasting anywhere from a few hours to a staggering 16 days. The epidemic wasn't just about laughter, though. It came with strange symptoms: fainting, respiratory problems, rashes, and random attacks of crying. Schools had to be shut down, villages were disrupted, and for a time, life as they knew it was turned upside down. Scientists and researchers proposed various theories. Some suggested it was stress-induced, a psychological reaction to the historical and political changes happening at the time. Others pointed to a neurological disorder or even a case of mass psychogenic illness, where a group of people manifest similar physical symptoms from a psychological cause. The laughter eventually stopped, but not before leaving a lasting impact on the people in the place. It became a testament to the power of human behavior and the complexities of the mind. The Tanganyika laughter epidemic serves as a valuable case study for understanding mass hysteria and the power of the collective subconscious. It reminds us that sometimes, our minds can react to situations in ways we can't always predict or understand. As we bid farewell to the laughter epidemic, we are reminded that sometimes, laughter is not just a matter of joy, but also a mystery waiting to be unraveled. It's a story that continues to intrigue, perplex, and yes, even amuse us, as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the human mind.